Some good light. All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time that you decide to take a look at this particular video here. How do you know what time it is for us right now? Oh, if you're catching it live and it's in the wee morning hours, I was supposed to be doing this much earlier, but I just couldn't pull it together. I was sitting up in here contemplating the things, and I was going over some things here in my head, and wasn't sure if I wanted to really put this out there, but I'm going to because it is a point of contention for me, and I'm sure many of you may feel the same. So let's get into it, okay? I am Demetrius Big Meats Taylor, from Dishing Tea with Big Meats, and I want you guys to come on up in here and have a good time with me. I'm sure many of you are probably going to disagree with a lot that I have to say on this particular subject, but that's okay. It's cool to agree to disagree. But I'm just going to give you a few things that's plucking my nerve right about now. But I'm hoping that as I talk that I give you something to think about, okay? Even if you disagree, hopefully my points will allow you to contemplate some things, and let's see if we can have a grander conversation and discussion so that we can look for solutions, okay? I've titled this one, Fear-mongering, It Is Not the Answer, okay? There's a number of things that's going on here, and I am really not happy with what's happening, okay? I'm not happy, but let's get into it. Hello, Joe Nathan and Jonathan. How about that? Both of y'all are up in here. Too cute. Let's see. Let me get started with this. First, let me say, I do want to give a shout out to all of our first responders, all of those who are on the front lines, okay? Those who are putting their lives at risk, those who are having to tackle this, those who happen to deal with this on a regular, everyday basis. But here's my contention with that. I praise and I hold up all of those who are in the medical field, all of those who are the doctors, the nurses, the orderlies, the phlebotomists, okay, all of those who have to deal with bodily fluids on a regular basis. But the problem that I'm having is that why is it now that it seems as though we're giving y'all all these roses and carrying on because of this epidemic, and yet we have police officers, firefighters, we have our military, we have security officers even, who are at risk on an everyday basis, just like you. But at the same time, you know, that praise and adoration doesn't seem to go out to them the way it ought to, particularly with our military. I'm also with our military. Okay, police officers and things, I really understand because we have this love-hate relationship with police officers and things because of the nature of the world and, you know, what we're dealing with as far as, you know, cops and how, you know, the racial disparages that we have and what is going on with our in the climate with police officers today. At the same time, firefighters, we don't give them a lot of the praise and adulation and things that they deserve, you know, and yes, fires may not happen every day, and we may see them as someone who may be sitting around most of the day. You know, they get paid to sit around as prevention in case something happens. You know, a lot of the SWAT teams and carrying on are sitting around in case something happens, and, you know, get paid the big bucks. However, when something does go on, they're there to respond, and we don't give them the adulation and the applause that we ought to. Doctors and nurses and all those in the medical field right now, this is what they do on an everyday basis. They put themselves at harm's risk every day because they're dealing with all kinds of things in that hospital. They're dealing with all kinds of illnesses and sicknesses and carrying on a regular basis. Their commitment to the world is to bring about health and to bring about sustainability with one's health. okay, and to get them better if at all possible. Knowing that on a daily basis that somebody can die, just like police officers and firefighters and even security officers, because I work security. And you know, a lot of y'all may call us top flight and this, that, and the other. Y'all may call us renter cops or this, that, and the other. But we're first responders as well. We are there to sit down and to make sure this happens. We're there to make sure that you know, everything is everything. You know, when something is going down, honey, you call for security. Okay, security, security. But yet, if we piss y'all off, or you don't think we're doing an adequate enough job, y'all want to sit down there and you know, come up with all of the euphemisms and shit, or that whole thing of you taking your job too seriously bullshit. But my thing is that all the praise and adulation that we're giving to the medical field and carrying on, we're sitting up here basically um, uh, having them at this, you know, we're putting them on this pedestal right now. And I guess, again, because of the fear of what we're dealing with as far as the coronavirus and care. But what about all the other shit? Because coronavirus may be the one that we're talking about, and it may be the most contagious right now because it doesn't have a vaccine. See, that's the part that we keep forgetting in all of this. It does not have a vaccine right now. So, of course, we're going to keep hearing about all of, you know, oh, the new cases are rising. The new cases are rising. We got more cases of people testing positive. And what I'm sick and tired of, I'm so hatefully tired of people reporting this and talking about this as if to have a coronavirus positive diagnosis or a COVID-19 positive diagnosis automatically means that you are about to die. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of them reporting. They don't report about the children who've gotten better. They don't report about that. They talk about all those who are dying. They keep talking about the number of deaths is rising, the number of deaths is rising. And that's that fear shit that they keep inoculating your mind with. They keep inoculating us with the whole idea of this being a death sentence. And it's not necessarily that. And that there is why I'm imploring everybody to use your brain cells. Use what God has given you to think. Okay? And it's not to say that I'm telling y'all to be cavalier and to not take the precautions, because the precautions are there for a reason. No, we don't fucking like the precautions. We don't like it. I don't like y'all telling me that, okay, I'm on lockdown and this, that, and the other, or I can't go to the grocery store, we can't do this, we can't do that. Hell, I've been wanting to go to the damn movies, and I can't go to the movies and carrying on, and this, that, and the third. So we have a lot of social inconveniences that has upset our world. It has upset the way that we live. And I dare to believe that it has changed us from now on. I really believe that once we come on the other side of this thing, that this here, our way of life, has been severely changed. Okay? Now, to what degree, I have no clue. Because when we had the HIV epidemic, honey, yeah, life changed, but hell, people still doing what the fuck they want to do. When we had Ebola, when we had SARS, when we had West Nile, when we had bird flu, when we had mad cow disease, when we had all this other stuff, honey, yeah, we were scared. But then life went back to what it was. But I think this particular time, because of us wearing these masks and making your own face masks and carrying on and going out into the public, I think now we're going to start paying attention. I think I said before in an earlier video, how many of y'all knew that the sanitizing wipes were at the grocery store when you first come in the door, so you could wipe down the handles of the carts when you grab a cart? Okay, have y'all ever paid attention to that? That happened long before this whole corona shit. Okay, folks used to wipe it down. Used to have it in all the stations. I know in our Kroger's over here, they had it in the meat markets area. And you have to, because when you got fresh chicken, the packages are sometimes wet because the chicken's still bleeding. That's chicken blood, which is salmonella. Okay, it has the potential of causing salmonella. And so if you don't wipe the stuff down and don't wipe your hands or whatever, then see how you get your stuff in the trick bag. But a lot of us have not been paying attention to that. And a lot of us are acting as if this shit that we're doing, that they're saying is brand new to us. But why? Because it's out of fear. It is out of fear. Let me go here because, again, the whole thing of this is fear-mongering. Fear-mongering is not the answer, okay? How many of y'all were talking, heard about the thing that was going on down here in Atlanta with New Birth Church? Yeah, the one with Pastor Jamal Bryant. Okay, then I sat down there, and this weekend they were supposed to be doing these particular tests. They had this whole thing, child, where you were coming down to get tested for corona. Okay? Yes, come on through. They were going to do the testing and carrying on, blah, blah, yakety. But they were charging you $25 for the assessment because you had to do the paperwork and all of that. And then they were charging you $125 for the test. So that's $150 that you had to give these children, okay? And so the questions became, number one, how is it that your ass down here at the church house got tests or the capability of testing folks when the hospitals can't? Huh? How is it that you were able to do that? That was always something that bothered me. Okay? That's the first thing. How is it that you were able to get fucking tests or have the capability of doing damn testing and the hospitals can't do it? They done told us don't even go to the hospitals and carry it on if you think you have it. Remember that? And they still saying that. Don't go rushing out to the hospitals. They say don't do that. But the church said, come down here to the church house and bring us $150 and we can get you tested. Now, okay. Now, who the fuck is going to pay $150 for a damn test? Number one, and they just got laid off work. Number two, if I tested positive, what the fuck are you going to do? Huh? What are you going to do, Pastor Brian and your administrative team? Because I'm not going to put all that on the pastor. I'm going to put that on his team of people. Okay? What were you going to do if those folks tested positive? Because, see, now what you have done is expose everybody who was there. See? Without any medical whatevers. Now, let me do this because I was listening to T.S. Madison. I'm going to credit her for giving me this update. Because she said she went down to the internet to things and have found that the children ended up recanting and double downing on that shit. The person, and it wasn't the pastor, this is why I'm saying I'm putting this on the entire team. They sat up there and said that the church was not going to benefit from any of that. They said that the church was not going to benefit from the proceeds of any of that. What they were paying for was because they were bringing in medical people, like from, what's the children? Y'all know the people who come and pick up the medical samples. What's the children? Oh, God. Not Concentra, but the lab children. Oh, God. But those children, they were paying them to come down and, to take the blood samples, and then you have to pay for the testing and this, that, and the other. So they were claiming that that's what that is. But then the bitch said up there, this is what pissed me off with the whole thing. In that, the bitch said up there and said, well, if you can't afford $150, the best thing that we can tell you to do is go to your local health department to get a test. You think? You fucking think. Huh? Why was that not the first option that the church gave to the people? If you calling yourself trying to be of the people and for the people, why was that not the first fucking option? Huh? Why was that not the first fucking option? But no, you want to sit down here and claim that you doing something for the community, but all we hear is money. All we hear is money. $25 assessment, and then $125 for this damn test. That's $150. Okay? For you not to have answers, because if there was anybody who tested positive, you had no answers as to what was the next step to do. Okay? See, again, fear. All of this is based on fear. We are so scared to do this and so scared to do that. Oh, I'm scared. Oh my God, this is so scary. This is so scary. And that's because everybody who is preaching coronavirus are only preaching death. They are only preaching death. They're not preaching that this thing turns around. And here's the other thing. Okay? Here's the other thing, and I'm going to say this until the cows come home, because if the people are able to turn around and we don't have a vaccine yet, we have 80% of the people who get corona, and it's in mild cases. Okay? 80% of the people have it in mild cases, and they're able to turn around after 14 days or whatever. People think. They keep trying to tell us that, okay, this is not a flu. Okay? And I keep saying, yes, it is. It's the flu 2.0 or whatever. Because this is no different in my head than when the flu and the pneumonia comes in a different strand and we had no antibiotics and stuff to combat it. Remember that? Every year, the flu come back stronger, pneumonia come back stronger, and they constantly trying to make new antibiotics and carry on in order to fight it. Right? Well, this is the same thing here. We have something that y'all done already classified as because you said the flu is a coronavirus. You said SARS is a coronavirus. You said pneumonia is a coronavirus. So this here, novel coronavirus, is because we ain't got no fucking vaccine for it. So how are you treating the damn thing with the only shit that we got, like you treat fucking pneumonia and the flu? So if 80% of the people are able to turn around with the basic treatments, that means that we can have this thing under control. We just have to do what we have to do in order to keep it from spreading. That's where it gets complicated. We have to do our part to make sure we can stop it from spreading. But now we done got this shit. What was this? I was listening on the news today. They now sitting up here talking about how to disinfect. What was it? I know they were talking about, when you go grocery shopping, how to disinfect the packages. You want to make sure you don't have coronavirus on the soup cans and all that kind of shit. I'm like, y'all, come on. Oh, the mail. That's it. They say now, when you go to your mailbox to get your motherfucking mail, don't open it right away. Let it sit for 24 hours. Okay? Let it sit for 24 hours before you open it to make sure that the virus is not on the fucking mail. Because you don't know how many folks handled it when it was going through the mail chutes and carrying on at the post office. So you want to make sure that you let the mail sit for at least 24 hours before you open it. Come on. Come on now. Come on. See, it's that kind of shit. We are in such a fear-based mentality right now to where we what if in every goddamn thing. Okay? I was listening to Ricky Smiley the other day, and he says even in his household, they are quote-unquote practicing social distancing. He said, if I'm sitting over here, my son will sit 6 feet away from me so that we can be in the practice of understanding social distancing. I say in your own goddamn house. Now, the thing of it is, that's the catch-22. That there is the catch-22, because ain't that what they're telling us? Isn't that what they're telling us? Okay? Isn't that what they're telling us? We need to maintain social distancing. So how do you do that in your own house? Okay, now if you got one of these big old lovely old homes, you're able to do that. But hell, I got a 700 square foot apartment. Thank God I'm in here by myself. Okay, when my son was here and things, and I had other people who were living with me, it was a little difficult for all of that. Okay, because we'd be right on top of each other. But what about those, and y'all heard me say this in the last time, what about those who got umpteen kids? You know, the world we live in now, honey, these bitches got 16 kids and 15 baby daddies. Okay, so what do we do in those particular instances, child? Now you sit up there and say, well, don't be around folks who not already in your household or whatever. See, again, fear. First you say, go to the grocery store. Now, how about this? How about this? Just today, now, what's the woman doctor that's always up there with the current administration, the white woman doctor? She sits up there and say, now they say this week, don't go to the grocery stores. Don't even go shopping. Don't even go shopping. Okay? And carrying on. But yet at the same time, you can say we can go outside and exercise as long as we keep six feet distance. But just stay in your neighborhood though. See, we got all these mixed messages and you base it all this on fear. And you want to sit down here and tell everybody that you know, first we getting better, then we getting worse. This week is supposed to be the Pearl Harbor week. We supposed to be experiencing the deaths are going to top 10,000 and this, that, and the other. Did y'all hear that they doing quote unquote temporary graves, which are nothing but mass graves, like they did with HIV, just taking folks and dumping them some goddamn where? Huh? Did y'all hear that? That they were doing that in New York? Oh, they call them temporary graves because they got too many people. Temporary graves. And see, that hit a nerve with me because, see, when they were doing that with the HIV children, they were throwing those bodies in the trash. They threw those bodies away. They was burning them and shit. That don't make sense. I'm talking about temporary graves until we could talk with the families and make arrangements with the families and carry it on. But yet, the families can't come see them and things because y'all say that they too sick and you don't want them to spread the virus, but they can't come see their loved ones and things, okay? Even Ricky Smiley sat up there and did that. If y'all are out here with your mask and carrying on, just think of it like this. If you go to the hospital, your family can't come see you. Just go on and kiss them goodbye because can't nobody come see you. And if you do die, you're going to die by yourself. What the fuck is all that? Yes, I'm calling Ricky Smiley out for that because that came out his motherfucking mouth. Go look it up. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Fear. And don't get me wrong. I understand folks are scared. I want you to hear me. I understand we are scared. I understand that this thing is taking us all out of our comfort zone. I get that. But we also got to learn how to fucking think. We've got to learn how to think because we've been lasting this damn long with a whole bunch of other shit. Okay, now we can get through this. We can get through this. Okay, y'all know I say this because I'm asthmatic and I have respiratory issues because of the asthma. And lately, what I've been thinking is pollen might be these goddamn chemicals because, you know, I told y'all they were putting chemicals in the air. And they trying to quote unquote kill the corona or whatever. But it hasn't been bothering me much. But every now and again when I take an inhale, there's a little tinge, like there's a burning sensation. You know, and I'm mostly in the house, so that's a good thing. But when I go outside, I get this like burn sensation as if, you know, and what I thought was this damn pollen could be these damn chemicals fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's not taking me to no asthma attack or nothing. I got my own breathing machine here or whatever. And thank God I've not had to use it. Just my rescue inhaler. But nonetheless, y'all putting shit out here. Okay? And if I were to go into some kind of spiraling and carrying on, I can't go to the hospital right away because y'all say call the doctor first. Right? Bullshit. Okay, bullshit. Let me go to the comments because y'all came up in here. Let me say hi to, okay, I said Joe Nathan and Jonathan are up in here. Jonathan, you laughing at me because, okay, Tracy's up in here. Hey, Tracy, how you doing? Peter, Christopher's up in here. You said the plants are still working. Yes, the plants are still working because y'all are productivity. Y'all are the ones who got to stock the stores because the folks that sit up there, we looking like we are just at wartime because they can't keep shit in the shelves. How many of y'all fear? Y'all scared the shit gonna be gone? What is this? Okay? What is this? It don't even make sense going to the grocery stores these days anymore because they ain't shit on the goddamn shelves. Not shit that you want. How about that? Okay? Not the shit that you need. How about that? Now the shit that's supposed to be fucking working of those who should have job security ought to be those who make hand sanitizer and bleach and the damn Clorox wipes and all that kind of shit. That should be already in rotation. You know the markets and stuff should be full of food because folks are coming in to stockpile and care. I went to the meat market last Friday, bought me a 40-pound box of chicken thighs, the leg quarters rather, so that I could sit down there and break it up and put it in my freezer to keep me from having to go out so much. You know what I'm saying? That same day, we went, another one of my sons, and I went to the damn farmer's market. And I swear, I put this up on Facebook, and somebody was trying to challenge me because I swear I felt like we were in a third world country that was at wartime. 90% of the people were all around to get around in face masks and carrying on and had on rubber gloves. And when I saw that, it's one thing to know that we got to do it, right? Or supposed to do it. They recommend that we do it. It's another thing to see that shit. Then you got folks coming up in there with all the face shields and carrying on as if, you know, they hazmat teams and carrying on. Folks in hazmat suits and shit. And those paper, you know, the little paper hospital gowns and stuff that you're supposed to wear when somebody has MRSA or whatever. And you got to wear that before you go in the room. I know I had MRSA before. So, you know, when I was in the hospital, folks had to get all done up. They had to put the head net on and shit because, of what MRSA is and carrying on. And so folks are walking around like that on a daily basis, you know, and of course the stuff is disposable, so you throw it away. So here's the question. Here's the question. When you throw it away, don't the virus still live on that shit? So is it all in the trash? Okay, how you gonna throw it? If you that fucking scared, how you throwing away your motherfucking trash? Because if you just took all this off and dropped it in the trash, don't you got to take the trash bag out and go throw it away? So what about that? So now you start over with washing your hands and shit again, right? So see, again, that fear, the fear of all of that. You understand? That doesn't make fucking sense. Here's another thing. Now I got to find out. I'm hearing that the laundry mats are open and carrying on. But how are you keeping your social distancing when all the machines are right there next to each other? Everybody, you got the dryers side by side. How are you keeping social distancing at a laundromat? I know I have to use. I know here in my complex they shut down all of our amenities. Okay. So now I have to, well, I was going to go anyway because we don't have enough washers. But I got to go to a laundromat. Okay, so how do I do that? And then I know a friend of mine said he'd like to do the drop service and carry on. Where he lives, they told him, no, you can't drop and leave it. Which doesn't make sense. If you going to let me come up in here to wash it, how come I just can't drop it so that there's not a lot of people up in here? So y'all can go ahead on and do the damn thing. Huh? Why? See, people don't think. They just don't fucking think. Okay, Christopher's up in here watching. James is watching. CJ is watching. Dominic, hey, cuz. Good morning to you. Theo is up in here. Savannah. Hey, Savannah, what's happening, baby? Tracy, you said, ain't that something? Hello? Ernest is up in here. Tracy, you said, what? They can't refer people to services of care? No, what they told the folks was go to the health department. If you can't afford $150, go to the health department. That's what the bitch said. All about profit, not helping folks. Oh, well, D. McClendon is up in here. Hey, what about insurance? They never said nothing about insurance, baby. Now, I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that, but here's the thing. In this particular crisis, we don't even know what insurance is doing right now. Because right now, the Surgeon General and all of them are saying that they're not testing you unless you have very severe symptoms. So what is insurance going to do? Because they may not even pay for the damn test. Now, that's a damn good question. That's a really good question because we don't know. Okay. Theo, you say, well, wow, that's just saying God's going to get them in one way, shape, style, form, or fashion, honey. Okay. In one way, shape, style, form, or fashion. Okay. What you say, Tracy? Con for the money. Okay. You just say it means I got you, baby. Dominique is in here. Terrell. Hey, Terrell, I need to talk with you, baby. We need to talk real soon. How are you doing is the question. Because you high risk too. So how are you doing? Are you doing what you need to do to stay safe? Jacobus is up in here. Did you say, well, very good, my man. Okay, Macklin is up in here. Tracy, you're fear-mongering. Exactly. Starter came up in here. Tracy, you say, well, people can't even have funerals. Exactly. Exactly. You can't have funerals. Okay, not to where you want to memorialize somebody in a great fashion. You know. Now, yes. Now this may be something to consider. This may be something to consider because perhaps we need to get away from a lot of that. Okay, and I'm looking at it as far as money wise is concerned because it don't make no motherfucking sense that it costs $10,000 to bury somebody. It doesn't. It just doesn't. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, and most of the time, you know, they want to sell you the casket, honey. You know, they got to interlock and carry on to preserve the body and blah 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 blah. But then all this damn preservation. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know I'm the runny nose boy, so no, don't get no shit talking about this corona. It ain't. Y'all know every time I'm on here, my nose run. You know, like I say, they want to sell you the caskets with the interlocking system to preserve the body and this, that, and that. How in the hell is it going to be preserved if y'all to put all this goddamn embalming fluid in it, number one? Number two, the preacher going to get up there and say, right before the casket go down, from dust to dust, ashes to ashes, does this body return? So it's going to decompose anyway. Okay? But everybody get in their head that they got to have this deluxe coffin and carrying on, and this, that, and the other blase yakety, bitch. The funerals are for the folks that are alive. Okay? Those are for the folks that are alive. I would rather we go to have a memorial services and a great big old huge celebration party than to watch the family grieve and everybody falling over the caskets anyway. Okay? Now that there, I think is something that we could probably start looking into as you know, as something different. You know, that may be something that could come out of this, you know, for us to look at homegoings a little differently. You know what I'm saying? Because we just had Joseph E. Lowry and carrying on, and I'm using him because he's a name. I don't want to sit down there and say that or have any implication that I'm trying to put him over anybody else who has passed, because grief is grief, and a lot of people are hurting at this particular time. But because I'm using him because he's one of the popular names that done hit. But his, you know, it was just and then there was only 10 people. See, again, this social distancing shit. It was only 10 people of the family that were there. You know, so the whole family couldn't even celebrate the life. You know, so that there is fear. Okay, fear. Y'all hear, and except there, the church is still having church services and carrying on. But let me go here. Let me go here with that. See, the church is still having church services and things because all of y'all who are faith believers and carrying on, I got you. I'm there with you. I'm covered in the blood of Jesus and this, that, and that. I got it. But one of the things that y'all don't get about being covered in the blood is that life's still life. Okay, and things happen for a reason. Okay, and you all that covered in the blood, honey, ain't gonna stop you if you're one of the ones who's supposed to get this damn shit. So at this particular time, how come y'all did not do a virtual church service? Or how come y'all didn't go live on the internets and carrying on? Have the pastor be at one place and everybody log into the pastor's thing if y'all just got to have it? I mean, shit, the big church is not. Here's the thing. Y'all want to talk about the shade of the church? How is it that Creflo and them set up there and with all of this damn social distancing, they told y'all to cash app your tithes? Cash app your fucking tithes to the church, child. Yes, they say cash app your fucking tithes to the church, baby. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, whatever. They want that coin, honey. They want that motherfucking coin. You hear me? Dominic, you say what means yes, but we have gotten away from doing things the way our forefathers did. I literally had to tell my Caucasian friends to use a cap full of bleach, and I swear you would have thought I said drink the shit. You know what? Listen, baby, yeah. Wait a minute, who just said that? Was that Dominic? Okay. Listen, I every time I come on the live, I'm constantly saying we have to return to basics, or we have to be taught the basics. Okay? Because we as an African American people, some of the stuff that they're telling us to do is shit that we've been doing constantly anyway. We grew up this way. Now, a lot of us have gotten away from it. I, being a lazy something, have gotten away from it as well. But I know what to do. In fact, because of this, I've gotten back to it. We're putting a cap full of bleach in the dishwater and carrying on. And keeping a bucket. You know, when we got finished with the dishes, okay, you had to clean the sink. But there were times where you knew that, okay, if you're cooking a lot or whatever, sometimes you kept the dish pan full of bleach water. Okay, you made it hot first, and then you put a couple caps of bleach if you're gonna let the water sit, so that when you get through, the knives and stuff will sit down there and they can sit in bleach water, so that they will be sanitizing all the way. See, or if you had a bucket, you kept a bucket in the bathroom of bleach water, so you kept the towels in some bleach water, so that when it was time to wipe something down, you had them ready. And if you didn't do that, then you always had spray. You had the spray bottle because it was ready to go. If you had the spray and this, that, and other, especially like in the kitchen when you're cooking and had the chicken, you know, like I talked about the chicken blood. Want to make sure you scrub down your cabinets and stuff and your countertops so that chicken blood don't sit. You had to kill the salmonella or the possible salmonella. We did all that. Okay, we did. Now, I don't know about our Caucasian counterparts. I do know that my friend, that he has a cleaning business. I had one, and I know he was very clean or whatever. I know his Billy. I'm talking about your child, because I know that child there, honey, was a bleach king, honey. Oh my God, honey. Oh, they would use so much bleach, child, it would make me sick. Again, I'm asthmatic. It would make me sick. Because I had to go outside because of the fumes. And if you didn't have bleach, you know, I always talk about brown bottle Lysol, the original brown bottle Lysol, not the cutesy fancy smelling stuff. Okay, we had that original brown bottle, and I go back to Aunt Willa Mae and my grandmother and Aunt Maddie. Child, let me tell you something. Lysol went everywhere. It went in the dishwater. It went in the it went in your mop water. It went in your laundry. Okay, because you had to disinfect. That old child, please, I would never forget. But child, my aunt came and embarrassed the hell out of me. We, you know, being a child, we didn't clean that house up like we were supposed to have, and I didn't get into them corners and them damn baseboards. And my aunt came and she bent all the way down to touch the floor, and that sister stayed in that damn position for about 35 minutes. And I know shit. Okay, I was like, oh my goodness. But it was all about making sure that we kept it clean. Okay? And now a lot of us have gotten away from. We done got carpet and carrying on. I know my carpet has been on this floor for so long, it won't even stay clean anymore. You know, because it's old and they really need to replace this carpet. But I've been living here for 12 years now. And in order to get new carpet, I got to pack up like I'm moving. Okay, so what do? I got to keep my you know, we keep baking soda and we keep all the Arm & Hammer stuff down so I can sit down here and get into it and you know, and all of that to keep it together. You know, and I'm going to start going through here and just spraying it down, you know, with the little bleach water or something so that it could get up in here and just get into the carpet. I don't care about the carpet being discolored or whatever because it's old, you know, but this is what we have to do. You know, and you're right, we do need to get back to basics. D, you said hello. D, you say, please use common sense. They've been using tactics like fear for years. Just decide and concur. Just like decide and concur. Exactly, Theo. Dominic, you say what? You see those folks coming in, buying that shit before we put the limits, before we put limits on it. Exactly. Okay, because you know what? Again, out of fear, the children are sitting up there raking off oh my God, they just clean out the shelves. And it is crazy. So I'm going to tell you, fear. Okay, let me give you a little something because see, let me get churchified just for a second for all of you who are traditionalists. We're not given a spirit of fear. Okay, ain't that what we're taught? We're not given a spirit of fear. So for all of my Jesus stomping, all of my God loving, all of my church going folk out there who claim y'all covered in the blood, why is it that y'all are the very ones out there who racing and doing all this out? Oh my God, I'm so scared. Why are you allowing the fear of all of this to rule you? I didn't say concern. I didn't say being cautious and being healthy. Why are you allowing the fear of this to rule you? See. Now, mind you, we got guidelines that are in place, and we have to sit down there and abide by the guidelines. As difficult as it is, as hateful as it is, we all got to deal with the guidelines. But at the same time of dealing with the guidelines, why is it that you're letting fear rule you? Because fear-mongering is not the answer to this, children. Fear-mongering is not the answer to this. Because if it is, then I'm sure all of y'all that went through all of your houses, your apartments, and carrying on, y'all have wiped down everything. How many of y'all washed them walls? Did you wash the walls down? Huh? Now that was a Saturday chore, honey. We used to sit up there, we used to have to wipe all the walls down and stuff where you put your hands and the kids are doing all that. Yeah, that was a Saturday chore. Okay. But now, a lot of y'all got flat paint, so you can't really wash the walls because you end up wiping off all the damn paint, right? Okay. Woo! Okay. Tracy, you say mockers don't even have the basics when we get there. Child, ain't that the truth? Travis is watching. Xavier's watching. D said, no, I work in a hospital. Okay, you work. Oh, okay. So if you, now let me talk to you, because D, if you work in the hospital, see, I'm going directly to you because see what ends up happening. Like I was saying earlier, y'all are being praised and carrying on, and y'all need to be, because this here is an everyday thing. This ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing like y'all just decided that y'all putting yourselves in harm's way and whatever. For everybody who works in the hospital, this is something that's an everyday thing. But this whole little do-I-did that they giving hospital workers and carrying on, and this whole premature, oh my God, they're heroes. Why are we not doing that to our military, to our veterans? Those who have served, those who are still battling with post-traumatic stress disorder, those who are still battling to get their benefits because they have no health insurance or care, those who are battling for their veterans benefits and things, because now, they're trying to tell y'all don't get your benefits and things. We have not been doing that. Okay, we don't do that to the police officers. And like I said earlier, I understand that's a touch and go kind of thing because of the climate that we live in with police officers. But police officers, they are in the line of fire every day. Every day. Okay, but now we are giving the hospital workers all this praise and all this. And is it warranted? Yes. But at the same time, what I'm having what my contention is that it seems like we are so premature because all we're thinking about now is death. They said Corona-19 or COVID-19 and folks will hear death, because that's what they are pushing into us. They're only telling us about the death numbers in total. Oh, we got more and more cases. Oh, the cases are positive. We got new cases. Well, of course we're going to have new cases if you're just not testing everybody. Duh. If you couldn't test before and got tests now, of course you're going to have more and more cases, because now you're able to test, so you say. You've been able to test as far as I'm concerned, because I'm going to say this until they prove me wrong. Until they sit up there and answer this question, if you are able to show us what the molecule of this virus looks like, and y'all able to give a 3D image, that means you can look at it in the blood and see what it is. Why can we not get a blood test and have it sent out, and then y'all come back with the results? Why? And here, now, you know what? And I just thought about this question now, because you know how you had to go in for your routine checkup and carrying on. When they do blood work, are they going to now start looking for this as part of a regular checkup? Which means your insurance premium may go up because they go have another test on there with your health insurance. So see, these are some of the things that we got to get with. Okay? These are some of the things, and all based on fear. 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 What they say, false evidence appearing real. I need to come up with another one because that one there is cute, but it now is becoming cliche. Okay? But at the same time, what we have is something you done made up in your head. We have played the what if game so to the point to where we done what if ourselves into paranoia. Okay? What if this? What if this? What if this? What if this? Now let's go back to December before all this hit. Even back to January. Okay? What were we doing then? Huh? What were we doing? And for those of you who live in cold climates and carrying on, that Midwest where the snow and stuff was hitting, y'all already knew what to do because it's winter time. So you know to bundle, you know to keep your scarf on and carrying on, you know to stay away from folks who had a cold and a cough, and this, that, and the other. What were we doing then? Children. What were we doing then? Huh? What were we doing? Oh, it frustrates me because here we are on the precipice of this thing, and we have allowed ourselves to let the fear of it get out of control. We've allowed that to get out of control, people, and we're not thinking. And see, when I talk, and sometimes I feel as though folks will hear me and think that I'm cavalier about the whole thing. Now I'm going to say this. I didn't want to wear no face mask and carry it on because I didn't believe in it. I'm telling you, I did not believe in it because as far as I'm concerned, the face masks don't work. But they're saying that something is better than nothing. Okay. So I told you I went when I went to the market, okay, the farmer's market and carrying on. That was the last time that I went out, and that was Friday, okay, Friday morning, the last time that I went out of the house. And like I said, looking at that, oh my God, that just put me in such a space because to see what the world has come to. And then like I told y'all before, we were sitting up there mad after 9/11 at Muslims and stuff because they had their jihadis on and all you saw was eyes and they got all this covered. And they had their head covered and carrying on. And y'all want to sit up there and got mad at them because you said, no, y'all are Muslim and we need to see who you are because the terrorists did this and the terrorists did that. Well, now all of us are now walking around like this or like this. Okay? And carrying on. So now, who the terrorists? Who are the terrorists? And yet all of us saying that we love the Lord. It's an oxymoron as far as I'm concerned. But at the same time, it's a catch-22 because I get it. Yes, they say this thing is airborne. You know, they're talking about the droplets and stuff. Even talking. You know how sometimes folks spit when they talk or whatever? Yeah. So even that. So now this whole social distancing, y'all know I keep saying this, that social distancing is an oxymoron. There's nothing social about distancing yourself from somebody. There's nothing social about distancing yourself from somebody. Nothing social about that. Okay? So the thing is, we just got to be away. Okay? So the catch-22 is that until we get a cap on this thing, we have to take these precautions. Do I like it? Hell, fuck no. Okay? I'm a people person, honey. I'm a touchy-feely kind of guy. I like to give hugs. We like to give pounds, handshakes, and this, that, and the other. I like to give kisses on the cheek and this, that, and the other. I like to be intimate with those who I want to be intimate with, so there's a little more, touching involved and things of that nature. But hell, and as a single man, I don't have a partner. Okay, that I could roll over with and carry on and say, oh, we're going to get through this together. I can't quarantine with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Well, not can't. I don't have one to quarantine with. Let me put it that way. Let me change my wording on that. Okay? So now I'm at the risk, at the mercy of inviting someone over. But now they sit up there and say, oh, well, wait, we got to get on the edge. Let me wait to the other side of this thing because we social distancing. Yeah. Okay. That part. I'm coming back to the comments in a minute. Let me, because I got one more thing that I want to hit on, and that there is the rise in the crimes against Asians. How many of y'all have seen that on the news or at least read about it? Because we're not hearing it on the news like we ought to. Okay. But I know I came across an article, and I put up on my wall that, a couple weeks ago at a Walmart in Texas, I want you to catch this because this is wrong in so many different ways. There was a 19-year-old Hispanic boy. Okay. He stabbed and attempting to kill a family. Now, I don't know how many people, but it included a 2-year-old, a 6-year-old, and I think their mother and somebody else. Okay. He was trying to kill them because they were Asian, and he felt that they're responsible for giving the coronavirus. He thought they had corona, and he wanted to kill them so they wouldn't spread it. I know I saw one, and this is across the world because I saw another article. I saw the video, rather. There's a girl in Australia, a white girl. Saw 2 Asian girls. They were trying to cross the street. She minded her own business. They were sisters. They minded their own business. This girl starts hollering, cussing, fussing, kicking, and carrying on at these Asian women. And the last thing she did was she spit on one of those girls. Now, for me, that's an automatic ass whooping. And I know this is going to sound that way. This is one of those stereotypical jokes. But I would have taken all of my little kung fu skills and I would have chop sueyed her motherfucking ass. You know, I think that is one of the most disrespectful acts in the world. It's for you to spit on somebody. I mean, canker up and that there is one of, if not it is one of the most disrespectful things you can do to anybody. That woman did that to that other woman, to that Asian woman, and I swear to you, I would still be whooping her ass. You understand me? I would still be whooping her ass. It doesn't make sense. But again, out of fear, we have now channeled this into something against the Asian culture and carrying on. And we have an administration that still want to call this the Chinese virus. See, we have leadership that sits up here and says all of these things. So what does it do? It fuels those who are his followers and those who believe that he supports that kind of stuff. Well, he has to because it's coming out of his mouth. Now, I'm going to tell you why this is wrong on so many different levels. Because you got, number one, we have targeted Asians and things the way that we had targeted Muslims and things, the way that folks had targeted gay folks for HIV and this, that, and the other. Not realizing that diseases are no respecter of person. Okay, disease, and they are no respecter of person. But because of the information, we get this shit in our head, honey, and we end up doing this, that, and the other, right? But here you have a Latino, Hispanic boy, which the government and the country is already up in arms about anyway, because this feeds into the rhetoric that our current administration says about those people, they're killers, they're murderers, they this, they that. See, that feeds into that. So now you have a Hispanic trying to get rid of the Asians, and those who are the white supremacists, they don't care because they say, okay, well, let them all kill each other. Okay, but it also feeds into a lot of the BS that they like to, that rhetoric and carrying on. And so now what do we have? We have a bunch of folks just sitting up here going through the changes, going through the notions of reverberating and regurgitating fear, hate, intolerance, and all of those other euphemisms that go along with not accepting one another for who we are. See? Why? Because of fear. You're scared. Now that 19-year-old boy he's finna go to jail for the rest of his life. Okay, and if not the rest of his life, at least a good 20 years. At least, because it came out, the police officer. Now, here's what they said in the story. They said that they thought they were fighting because there was not enough food or whatever, the items, no tissue or whatever. They thought that because the shelves were bare, that's what they were fighting about. Then to get there, and the boy admitted it came out of his mouth. It came directly out of his mouth. Yeah, I did it because I thought they had the corona. But we have an administration that sits down there and constantly says this is a Chinese virus because it started in China. See? Fear. And yet he's the one that want to say fake news all the time. Now, he keeps saying, well, the truth is it did start in China. No. Coronavirus did not start in China. Coronavirus has been here forever. This particular strand, as you say, is coming from China, but who knows? But coronavirus has been here forever. Let me go back to the comments. Did you say, well, it did not live in the sun? Okay, good. Hey, cousin. That's from Dominique. Dominic, you say what? Wait, your insurance is supposed to cover the test. It's supposed to cover the test, child. However, we don't know what insurance is doing right now, because if they're telling you not to go get a test right now because you're not in the system, your symptoms are not severe enough yet. See, remember they're telling us if you got symptoms. In fact, this is what Dr. Jen on Good Morning America is saying. She's saying the symptoms that you are experiencing, if this was 6 months ago, and if you wasn't sick enough to go to the hospital 6 months ago, don't go now. Okay? Because the hospitals are overcrowded. All right? Now, it's hard to tell what's what because the symptoms mimic what the hell the flu and pneumonia is. The only difference with this is that because it's more of a respiratory problem, they say you will experience a lot of heavy breathing. So, but most of y'all know what bronchitis is. So bronchitis is bronchitis is a respiratory thing. Because you feel like you're having an asthma attack because you cannot breathe. So if you're feeling like that, they saying wait until the symptoms get severe, because they're telling you don't go. Okay? Wait a minute, let me take a hit because I done laughed myself. Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. So this is what they're trying to tell you. Okay, so if they're saying that they don't have enough tests right now, see, that's the other thing. They're trying to do the rapid tests or whatever to where you get in and out in 15, 30 minutes or whatever. Okay, so those may be the tests that they're trying to create, but there's still the blood test that I don't know why they're not advocating for the blood test. But then I just saw something on the news just a second ago that they're saying now that they don't want to rush the testing, because if they rush trying to get these tests, then the test could generate a false negative. So it's still about the timing. Okay? So, how about that? Star, you say what? Yeah, they're only testing if you're severely showing symptoms or if you are a tiger. Don't you go... Star? Now, damn it. You know what? Now, you... Come on now. Because I didn't even want to touch that right now. I did not even want to touch that because, that's pissed me off. See, I'm tired of trying to sound like the angry black queen, honey. Okay, but it's just certain things about this that just does not make sense. How is it you don't have enough tests to test the people, but you found out that the damn tiger got the coronavirus? Huh? How? Why? That doesn't make sense. And now you know what? Now here's the correlation. Here is the correlation. And this may sound wild and crazy, but you know what? being in the minds of people, this may be where they went with it. Because everybody got to talk about this Tiger King shit over the weekend, and the Tiger King has been this whole big old mess within the last week and a half or whatever. Okay. Maybe that was probably the implication behind them testing the damn tiger. Because it's funny that they tested a tiger and not a lion. You know, they went to a tiger. Isn't that interesting? It's too coincidental to be a coincidence. You know? Okay. Okay. Listen, let me say this here, because I know for those of y'all looking at this, y'all trying to say I don't have enough light. I just want to make sure y'all see me. I know this thing got a lot of shadows in it and carrying on, but it's in the wee morning hours and things of that nature, and child, it is what it is. I didn't feel like trying to go and get cute and pretty. Okay. D, you said yes, you can. When are you going to add people? Would you add people? Would you want to come on and say something? Do you want to talk, D? I'll bring you in. You said that is what they are. Well, now, says Dominic, D, you said they doing that. Okay, they doing it, huh? Dominic, you said because it's the money. You said, Dominic, you said, now everyone will run to the altar. Okay. Tracy, you say, well, black folks have been using bleach for decades on everything. That's true. Sarah Dash, my big sister is watching. Hey. Okay, voulez-vous coucher avec moi, sister? Okay. Lawyer is watching. Tracy, you say, I can't find the brown bottle anymore. Did you know what, Tracy? Ain't that interesting? I can't find it either, because, you know, ever since all this hit, I've been trying to go, I've been wanting to go old school and get the brown bottle Lysol. Now, the smell is not all that great. You know, that original scent, honey, is a scent. It ain't funky, it ain't bleach, but, you know, it's not the greatest scent. But, honey, you know you've been cleaning, okay? And you know stuff gonna get disinfected. Mary is watching. Hey, Miss Mary. D, you say it's not going to do them no good, okay? D, you said, well, keep it real. They are fake. Theo, you said, gotta go. Absolutely fantastic as usual, my brother. Love you always. Thanks. Peace. Okay. Theo, you have a great morning, baby. Do you, and stay safe out there. D, because you said they do that. Tracy, you say, well, we use semi-gloss paint to be able to clean the walls when needed. Exactly. Remember that? They used to use semi-gloss so that you could wipe down the walls and carry it on without it tearing up the paint. Exactly. Dominique, you say, well, hell, me and my wife had the beginner stages of it and survived it just during the precautions of the flu and having faith. Okay? Exactly. Because right now, if there is no vaccine for it, then you're going to use what you know to use. Right? Until they come up with it. And the folks who've been turning around, apparently it's been working. Between using that, going to homeopathic remedies and stuff, honey, you know, I would get a good cauldron going, honey. Get you some sassafras and some damn, some echinacea and some ginger root. Okay, baby, you better get your cauldron going, honey. Okay, Arthur is up in here and carrying on. Dominique said, dog walk that ass. Okay, exactly. I would, child, that bitch spit on me. Oh my God. That bitch, I would still be whooping her ass. I'm telling you, God help me. God help me. I would still be whooping that bitch's ass that spit on me like that. You understand? I would still be whooping her ass. Because that is nasty. I don't care. God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I'm having a moment, child. That's in my goddamn shoulders. That is in my shoulders. See, that done pissed me off so bad. I want to go beat that bitch ass for the girl. You know, I just want to go beat that bitch ass for her. You understand? Dominique, you say, well, I already have to take breathing treatments every day for my asthma. So, see, yes. So, we already know those things. And we already know, you know, there's basic stuff that we have to do, and there's stuff that we need to do that we have to be on board with doing to sustain us every day. The thing of it is that we must not give into the fear. We just can't, people. We cannot. We have to be able to use the God-given brain cells that we have in order to navigate our way through this. Now, I will say this. Do whatever you feel you need to do to be safe. So if you feel like you got to go around and be mummified and masked up, for those of y'all who like to wear the face shields and carrying on too, which I think is a fucking excessive, but okay. If you feel that's what you need to do to feel safe, and for you to feel as though that this is, then all right, fine. But do not let fear be your guiding factor. Do not let fear be your guiding factor. Point blank. Point blank. Okay? We're going to get through this. We are. Because humanity is resilient. Humanity is very, very, very resilient, honey. Life goes on, and the expression of life is going to change. Okay? This is one of the things that I'm learning when they say God is coming back. Well, darling, life is changing because we've got to get each other's attention. What we're doing now, child, this is going to change how we do a lot of things, honey. Hopefully. And hopefully it's not a fad. Let's say that. Hopefully this is not a fad, okay? And I say that because look at how we travel. Ever since 9/11, child, y'all know when y'all get on an airplane, what is it? Okay? You know you can't take more than 3 ounces of nothing, okay, on the plane. You know you got to take off your damn shoes. You know you got to take off your belt. You know you're going to be scanned. You know and that's what, just to get on the fucking airplane. Okay, you know you're gonna pay for luggage now when you get on the trains and on Greyhound. You know they're gonna make you pay for those bags and stuff now. Why? Because times have changed. Because everybody want to take everything in the kitchen sink. So no. Okay, you know if you're on Spirit Airline, honey, they're gonna a la carte you. You're only gonna get the cheap ticket. They say cheap ticket. They didn't say a cheap flight. They said cheap tickets. Everything else you're gonna pay for. Okay, so you might as well just go ahead on and use the other plane because by the time you get through paying for everything, you've been up bought a regular plane ticket. Okay? But I'm saying all that to use that as an example. Why? Because we know life changes. Okay, we know life changes. We know since HIV has been going on or whatever, we know condoms are a necessary component, okay, for safer sex practices. Okay, as a means of not being able to contract it. Now we have stuff to sit up there and say that you ain't gonna get it and this, that, and the other if you take this and take that and blah blah blah. We've gotten HIV to where if you're undetectable, you can't pass it on through sexual contact. If you're undetectable and really undetectable and not lying about it, there has to be a medical decision. Undetectable does not mean that you're cured. It means that you're HIV positive. It just means that the amount of the virus is so low they can't count it anymore. So it's undetectable, and it's kind of like how cancer is dormant. Okay, and when they say you're in remission, that's exactly what I'm gonna say. Exactly, I'm going to equate being undetectable to being in remission with cancer. Okay, and this, that, and another. Not to say that you didn't have it, because if there's a difference between cancer in remission and you being cancer free. Those are two separate issues. So when it's in remission, that means they got it under control. Same with HIV. If you're undetectable, it's under control. But you got to keep doing what you need to do that. Same thing we're going to do with Corona. We got to get it to it. It's under control. Because right now, the folks who have passed on has been because they have comorbidities or they didn't have an immune system. They just said that I wanted to post it, but I was going to, but I didn't want to post it because I didn't want to, be posting about all the deaths and carrying on. But a woman who was Corona positive, she gave birth and the baby died. Okay, the newborn baby died. So now y'all gonna hear that? And they're gonna give you all that. Corona done hit and our youngest members a newborn baby, and they're gonna give you all that bullshit. Okay, down here again, another fear-mongering attack. Because I just thought about this yesterday. Here at one of our hospitals, yesterday morning, Only thing, the news come on at 4 o'clock. So from 4 to 7, we get them repeating the news every half hour. It's the same shit every half fucking hour. Okay? So what happened, we had a nurse who was in the hospital, working, and somebody broke in his car. Okay? How did they tell that story? This nurse on his regular shift, working a 12-hour shift, in here saving lives, had his car broken into. Then when they tell the story, he said, yes, I was in here working, we was in the trauma unit, and I was working with a patient, blah, blah, blah. But now, and then that's all they care. He's in here saving lives. And his car got broken into. How would anybody do this like that to our first responders and those who are on the front line fighting for us? That's how they reported that story. And I got pissed. Because it didn't make sense that y'all want to sit down here and take that particular route to tell the story. Any other time it would have been, child, okay, if they would have put that on the security team because the car was parked in a secured lot. Okay, hey, hospital got hit. We got car thefts in the hospital parking lot. It was under the secured area. Where was the security guard? Blah, 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 blah. Do we have security cameras to find out who it was? We're working closely with the police to find out. That would have been the story any other time. But now, because it's a nurse who was in there saving lives. Yeah, I was pissed. Because the fear of that, fear-mongering, to build up hype, to get us riled up into doing whatever. I don't know. But I'm telling y'all what I am afraid of. And I kind of don't want to say it, but I've been thinking it so hard to where, it's probably going to manifest because of how strong my thoughts are. But I'm sorry I'm trying to keep my hands together. I'm holding the phone. That's why the camera's shaky. But one of the things that I know is going to come of this is what I said before, making the comparison about the terrorists. If all I'm seeing is this, and if you're wearing rubber gloves, you can commit a crime. You're not going to leave no fingerprints behind. Can't nobody get a fucking description because all they got is this. You know what I'm saying? What are we setting ourselves up for? What are we setting ourselves up for? It's just a thought. Just a thought. Yeah. What about those who hate police? You know what I'm saying? Those who may want to do harm to police. Those who may want to sit down there and do harm to black folks, to gay folks. We got all this hate going on. We got it all. It's already there. And all you want to do now is plant a seed and say, we got to go out the house like this. And y'all may know me because I got Wonder Woman. Okay, so, but, okay. Boom. So now if I'm like this, okay, what you gonna see? If I got on rubber gloves and can't leave fingerprints behind, what evidence you gonna get? If you got camera footage and carry it on, honey, if I'm walking up like that, what you gonna get? Just a thought. It's just a thought. Okay? It's just a thought. It's just a thought. So, on that, I want you guys to get yourselves together. Always, like I'm telling y'all, be cautious. Be careful. Take care of yourselves, but don't let the fear of this be your motivator. You understand? Let your motivation be, I need to be healthy. I need to do this because I need to save myself. Here's another point. Wait a minute before I go. Because they said this on the news. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was the news. But it was also, what's my baby with the big booty? Noah. Trevor Noah. He got a big old booty. Damn, he got a big old booty. Anyway, Trevor Noah had saw the article where folks are now buying more guns than ever. You can't shoot a virus, child. You cannot shoot a virus. You understand? So why is it? And I know I saw a news article where folks were lining up outside of gun stores and everything to buy guns. Why? What is it that we're doing in our culture that's saying because this is an epidemic that we need to arm ourselves with guns? Okay. How about that? Wait a minute. What's this? This look good. This look real good. How would you say what? Now this goes back to young kids wearing hoodies, which I never liked. Which I never liked. Now young kids gonna have on a mask. How you gonna identify people then? That point you brought up about gloves is scary, honey. This is why I'm saying we got to think. We've got to think. Listen, y'all watch a lot of CSI and shit. You know what happens. Those gloves, child, don't leave fingerprints. They do not. It's a barrier. You can't leave no fucking fingerprint with those gloves. And especially for those who trying to be cautious and they wearing 2 and 3 pair. Or better yet, what about those who wearing regular gloves? They're wearing regular leather gloves and carrying on because they're not wearing the plastics. Most of them are wearing the plastic ones because they're disposable. You could, okay, I done touched it. Oh, let me throw that away. Okay? But those who are frugal and say, fuck that, I'm going to just wear some gloves because you say I could wear the cloth this, I could wear cloth gloves or those little dollar store little things on, I could throw those in the machine. Okay? So there is that. If you're able to sit down here and shit, you learn that anywhere. If I got a gun and pull the trigger, if I got gloves on, I don't leave fingerprints on the goddamn gloves. On the gun. If I go to touch something with gloves on, I can't leave my fingerprints behind. See? Excuse me. Okay. So what is that? Wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. Tribute to my boy Otis Mack, honey, pardon my indulgence. I love when Otis say that. Okay. So those are the things that we have to really sit down and think about, child. We have to think about that. Now, how many of y'all are on quarantine? Well, the world should be. Everybody should be. I know down here in Georgia, as of Friday, this past Friday, at 6:00 p.m., the whole state went on shelter-in-place lockdown, okay? They're like, if you ain't got to go nowhere, don't, and et cetera, et cetera. But I just found out today, and I got to confirm this with the police department, that if they catch you out and about, they're going to give you a ticket. I live in College Park, okay? So they're saying that if they catch you out and about after a certain time, okay, because like the daytime hours, you could probably get away with it. You could say you're going to the doctors or this, that, and other, blah, 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 blah. However, most of the non-essential businesses are supposed to be closed, right? Well, if the non-essential businesses are closed and you out and about, darling, I'm told that they're giving out tickets, and the tickets are ranging here in College Park anywhere from $200 to $500. That's what I've been told. I got to get that corroborated. And if that's the case, then how are you going to pay for a ticket if you ain't working, for those of us who got laid off? Waiting on your stimulus and your unemployment. Hello, people. Hello. How are we doing that? Oh, and shit, you know what I didn't think about? Damn, I'm so used to having direct deposit. Shit. When I get this their unemployment check, it may come in the form of a check. Shit. Now, luckily, I could do check, the check by phone thing, the deposit by phone. But then they just sit down there and they cap the amount that you can do on the check. They saying that if you got a check, you can only deposit so much, and if it's more than that, then you got to bring the check in. Okay, so wow, that I just thought about that because I was like, damn, do I need to call and find out if because they don't have my HR person has my direct deposit information. But I'm not sure if that's what they did, because my company, now because of this thing, the companies had to, if the company laid you off, then the company was responsible for filing for your unemployment. So for those of y'all who filed, make sure you check with your company to see if they did it too, because you may have a hold up because they may have two different two different claims for you. So make sure that, but it was federally mandated that the businesses were supposed to file your unemployment on your behalf. Okay? So, yeah. What we got? Kay Lorenzo was watching. Hey, baby. Tim done came up in here. Dominique says, nope, I'm essential. Yeah, you are. You in the hospital, baby, so you are essential. Kia done came up in here. Dominique, you say what? Akron governor shut us down 3 weeks ago, and they're handing out tickets and taking their ass to jail if they catch you. Wow. Okay. How would you say what? I still don't understand why people hanging around chicken, around Chicken Hut or the corner stores. Go to hell home. Baby, folks are just looking for ways of spending money, which is why Amazon and Instacart and all these places have their businesses have increased thoroughly, because everybody, you got your coin and folks want to feel normal, Now the businesses are supposed to be where they take out only, carry out rather, and delivery. So, okay, for those who got tired of cooking or don't feel like cooking and just say, okay, let me order a pizza, or let me go up here to the KFC or the Churches or the Popeyes or whatever, Mrs. Winters or whoever your chicken place is, they just want to hang out. And then on the other hand, a lot of folks are stir crazy. Now let's look at it from the practical point of this, because this is where everybody is stuck. Because we even have some beautiful, gorgeous days out here. You understand? The weather has been absolutely fantastic. We have some beautiful days. Okay? 85 degrees, baby. 85 degrees we had hit up here the other day. Yesterday we my thing said 81. The day before that, we were kind of low, I think. I think we had got down like 50 something. But then the day before that, we were at 75. We've had some gorgeous days. I mean, just want to go out there and just give God all kinds of praise. Okay? All kinds of praise. And just bask in all that rich vitamin D from the sun. And carry it on. And just go out. And be out and about. But they're telling you, now here's what the double message is. Yeah, you can go out, but keep your social distancing. Okay? Keep your social that doesn't make sense. And then you get mad because the folks are at the park. If you say you can go out, well, why are you mad that they at the park? See? That's why we got on the state lockdown, because a lot of folks were over here on the Beltline. They running and jogging and this, that, and the other. They brought the kids out and blah, blah, blah. That's what they did. But you said we can, long as we keep 6 feet in front of each other. Okay? But I don't know who your running partner is. So y'all may be running together because y'all each other's motivation system. You know what I'm saying? But you said we can, but now because you see us out there, now we can't. See, we got too many mixed messages. You understand? And the folks that got stir crazy. You know, they just feel the need to be out. And sitting on the porch ain't doing it. You know, it just ain't doing. I live in an apartment complex. Child, being on the porch, I don't have a porch. Okay. So these are some of the things that that we have to take into consideration, that we have to think about. You know, that we have to think about, because we don't want to be alienated by the fear of it all. Be concerned, be careful. Do not be fear-based. Okay? Okay, what we got up in here? Hey, it's Zyra Ross, honey. Hi, girl. What's going on, Miss Ross? How you doing this AM, honey? All this moving and grooving on this end. You said, girl, all this eating I've been doing. Child, I think that's everybody, because I'm sitting there looking at me on this damn camera, and I'm like, ooh, okay, okay, yeah. Okay, all of us that packed on a couple of pounds, you know, but you know, it's kind of like how we are at wintertime. You know, when it's too cold outside, everybody stay in. You know, see, that's what I'm saying. We do this all automatically, especially for those of us who are from cold states. When it's too cold to be outside, if you ain't got to go nowhere, you don't go, right? You only go out when necessary. So if we think about it like that, let's try to think about it like that. Because maybe if we change the message or change the packaging of the message, it will sit a little bit better. Okay? Because the whole idea of saying social distancing, it just ain't working, because you're trying to tell me what I can and cannot do. But let's look at it from those who experience cold weather and in a blizzard. When it's snowing too bad outside, we don't go nowhere, because you get stuck. You get out there, you catch, you know, the hypothermia. And they may have to cut your limbs off or whatever if you get too cold. You know, your tears freezing up on your face. How many of y'all experienced that? Jaleesa said, hey there, my sister. That's my Detroit sister right there. She understand what I'm talking about. Okay? If you live someplace where the temperatures get frigid, and you got tear eyes, and then your tears start freezing up on your face. Okay, and Karen, you try to blow your nose and you can't because your nose all frozen. Okay? If we look at it from that particular point, then we can understand it. Or at least accept it better. Okay? Don't go on unless you have to. Okay? Because right now, all we hearing is social distancing. Oh, I could do this if. I could do this if. You understand? And then we get caught up because now the weather is so beautiful and it's such a gorgeous day, and oh, I just wanted this and I just wanted that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a catch-22, but we have to do better. We have to do better with governing ourselves. And again, I'm going to say this. You do what you feel you have to do to be safe. Okay? If that means you sitting up here looking crazy, okay, with your mask on, and they say make sure it covers your nose, because you can't have it down like this. If you only got it over your mouth, it don't work, child. You got to make sure it covers your entire nose. And you got to make sure you don't have no gaps. Okay? Because it can't be loose. Okay? So if you like this, and then, oh, I wish I had a piece of plastic. If it had a piece of plastic, I'll put the plastic over, because you know everybody wearing the face shields and carrying on. And then your gloves. And if that's what's making you feel secure out here in these streets, all right. Okay, I can't tell you how to feel and how to project it or whatever. I am going to ask, though, that you do not let fear be your governing factor. Don't let fear be your governing factor. You understand? Don't do it, children. Don't do it. Because what it's going to do is going to keep you there. Because as long as you are adapting to the fear and succumbing to the fear and subscribing to the fear, then all you're going to be is some of those scared ass little bitch okay, amongst everybody else. Because now everything is going to be, what about this? What about this? What about this? Oh my God, what about this? Because I'm telling you, when they said that about the mail today, wait 24 hours before you open your mail because you don't know how many hands it done went through in the processing. Child, bye. Girl, bye. Bye. Okay? That's too much for the world. Because if that's the case, then you want me to be in rubber gloves all day. Huh? Do not subscribe to the fear. Do not subscribe to the fear. Protect yourself, honor yourself, be concerned, be on top of it, but do not let the fear mongering of this keep you in bondage. You understand? Do not let this shit bind you up like that. Because this is where they're going to get you. And if you really want to know the truth of the matter, I'm going to say it like it is, honey. I believe fear-mongering is mind control. See, because if they make this jelly, or they get you into a space of this, to where they can manipulate all of that, then they can sell you anything. They can tell you any and everything. This is why we got conflicting stories now. This is why we have conflicting stories now. This is why we have a man who's up... A man who is up for re-election still talking about Obama's administration. Huh? Still talking about Obama's administration. He's still saying that everything is Obama's fault. He's still talking about, well, in the last administration, that's such and so-and-so. Do not let the fear of this become your governing factor. Do not let fear and the fear-mongering and the news only reporting the deaths and the number of cases and the number of new cases, do not let that get to you. You understand? Of course we're going to have new cases if they're still just not being able to test the people. That's what we got to get up in here. If you haven't been able to test the children, of course the numbers are going to increase once you find out that you can test them. Huh? Of course they are. Shit. Okay? So, what about that? Okay, of course they are. And always remember, 80% of the people turn around from this thing. That's the part that they're not telling you. They don't want to throw those statistics up there. They don't say that 80% turn around from it. All you keep hearing is, oh, we have 10,000, we're about to approach 10,000 deaths nationwide within this country. We got over 100 and some odd thousand deaths worldwide. Okay? Of coronavirus. Oh, so-and-so tested positive for coronavirus. Oh my God. No. Do not let the fear of this thing get to you. Do not let it. Do not let it. Do not let it. Do not. What we got up in here? Janisa say, speak the truth. Thank you, sister. Mike has come up in here. Okay, Miss Ross say, all right. Now, BJ, hey, what's up, baby? You come up in here? Miss Ross said, you still got to live. Exactly. How would you say, oh, my God, I got a package from Amazon yesterday. It's still at the front door, shaking my head. See, did you forget about it? Or was you scared to open the door? No, I think you forgot about it, baby. Okay? But, no, honey, this is the kind of, then they say, see, look at this. See, my face is, I don't get a beard. It doesn't grow. Okay? I mean, it grows, but it don't turn into nothing. And the older I get, the more hair I get. But see, they tell you don't touch your face, but this shit is itching the fuck up out of me. So what am I supposed to do? Okay? Shit. Okay. Okay, y'all see me wiping the tears from my eyes because I tell you, I am a walking allergen, honey. So my eyes are always running, watering, my nose always running, and then now my face is itching. So say they don't touch your face. Fuck yeah. Okay? I have to. Shit. Okay? You don't want me walking around as a snot gurgle, right? Okay. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Diversified Wheel that came up in here. Hey, baby, what's going on? Oh, so that there is that. I think I done let this baby go, honey. I think I done push this baby out because that was just in me to get out. Because I was supposed to be coming on much earlier than what I have. But I just trying to deal with all of this is just a mess. And then I'm in the process of purging. I'm cleaning, and it's taking me longer because I'm doing a thorough clean, and my bedroom is a storage unit, honey, that got hit by Katrina. So I got everything everywhere. The bed, you can't even lay down on the bed right now. And carrying on and blah 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 blah. So I'm slowly but surely trying to clean it. But I get wind in the shit, so that's a whole nother thing. But in the effort of cleaning and being safe and this, that, and the other, do not allow yourself to buy into the fear. Don't subscribe to it, children. Take care of yourself, but don't subscribe to it. Miss Ross, you say, well, and my sleeping schedule is the shit. Okay. I understand all that. Well, I'm a third shifter. That's what I call this the third shift, honey. All of you third shifters out there, y'all understand what I'm talking about because we would have been at work anyway. Okay, we got about another hour left to go before we got to punch out. So we would have been to work anyway. So be that as it may. So on that particular note, children, take care of yourselves. Do what you got to do, whatever that means for you to be safe. Do what you feel that you feel you have to do to be safe. But do not let the fear of all of this be your governing factor. For those of y'all who say y'all believe in God and care, now where's your faith? And I'm not saying tempt it by going out here just being stupid and want to just tempt the fates or whatever. Okay? I'm saying to you, if you got faith and knowing that God is, then that means God got you. That means God going to take care of it. It's already done, right? So do what you need to do to protect yourselves and protect others. And then we can get through this thing the right way. Just do not let fear be your governing factor. Because fear-mongering is not the answer. And it has never been a solution. It's mind control. They're trying to get up here to do what? That's the $24,000 question. If they can get you here, what else can they do to program this, to get you thinking one way, to get you thinking what? Huh? I want y'all to ponder that. If you love me, tell a friend, honey. If you hate me, tell an enemy. But do know this: one way, shape, style, form, or fashion, everything that I'm doing will move forward, darling. For more information about me, go to my website, www.dishingtea.com. Go there for everything Dishing Tea. To see me and my cohorts, honey, you got Aunt Nikki and the Big Guy Ally, honey, on Dishing Tea TV. Then please go to Black GDP TV on your Roku or your smart TV boxes or on your Amazon Fire Stick. And if you can't find it there, then go to www.blackgdp. That stands for Gross Domestic Product. G for girl, D for David, P for Paul. BlackGDP.live. And we have 3 episodes up there right now. We're in the process of, we can't tape right now because of the social distancing and shit. But we got some other stuff coming up that we're editing down so we get the programming up there, okay? So, with that being said, honey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, goodbye, bye, 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 baby. I'll talk with y'all later. Ciao. Woo!